there, it's Stephanie with the Learning Bar. I'm here to read a really fun book with you today called What If You Had Animal Feet? It's written by Sandra Markle and illustrated by Howard McWilliam. On the back cover, it says, if you could have any animal's feet, whose would you choose? If you chose a cheetah's paws, you'd be so fast you'd never miss the bus. If you had a millipede's many feet, you could be one-of-a-kind marching band. And if you had a white rhinoceros feet, you could carry your whole family on your back. The animal kingdom has tons of incredible feet, but yours are pretty great too. While I'm reading this book, I want you to think of the animals that live in your communities and what kind of feet they have, and whether they are animals that live on the ground, or animals that fly, or animals that live near water. Whatever animals you have in your community, think about their feet and how they use their feet. What if one day when you woke up and climbed out of bed, the feet you planted on the floor weren't yours? What if overnight a wild animal's feet took their place at the end of your legs? That would be pretty cool. Right now he's getting up out of bed and he still has human feet. He still has his regular feet. An eastern grey kangaroo. An eastern grey kangaroo's hind feet are super big. Just the sole of an adult's foot can be 18 inches long. That's longer than your ruler. Big feet help a kangaroo jump about 30 feet in a single hop. Each huge jump means a kangaroo can cover a lot of ground fast. Fact: eastern grey kangaroos live in groups called mobs. When one kangaroo senses danger, it thumps its hind feet on the ground to warn the others. If you had eastern grey kangaroo hind feet, you'd be able to jump up as high as 6 feet, so you could reach high shelves with ease. Yes, you could. You could sure help mom and dad when you're shopping for groceries. Wouldn't that be wonderful? Can you see the hind foot? The grey kangaroo's hind foot at the bottom of the page? Housefly. A housefly's feet have tiny claws for gripping. Plus, they have foot pads covered with hair-like parts that give off a gluey substance. So a fly sticks where it lands, even upside down on the ceiling. Fact: a housefly's feet are also covered with sensors that act like your tongue's taste buds, so a fly can taste what it steps on. Yuck. I don't think I'd want to have that ability with my feet. If you had housefly feet, you'd be a basketball superstar. You could run up the wall and across the ceiling to drop the ball through the hoop. You'd never miss a shot. No, you wouldn't. And there's the housefly's feet. Can you see the bottom of the page where it has the white hair-like things on the bottom of its foot to taste whatever it's standing on? Yuck, I'm so glad my feet can't do that. A green basilisk lizard. A green basilisk lizard's back feet have long toes fringed with skin. This fringe spreads out when it slaps its foot down. When it slaps its foot on water, air becomes trapped under each toe. And when it runs fast, this keeps the lizard on the surface for at least 15 feet. Fact: when it sinks underwater, a green basilisk lizard's fringed toes become great swim fins. That is a tongue twister. If you had green basilisk lizard feet, you wouldn't need a bridge to cross the stream, and you'd be on the other side in no time. That would be so much fun. You could race with your friends. While they're swimming, you could run across the surface of the water. Isn't that interesting? Can you see his foot at the bottom of the page? And they do. They almost look just like people when they're running. A cheetah. A cheetah's foot is made up of soft pads, a center one and toe pads, plus nails. Shaped like that, it has a new name. Instead of a foot, it's called a paw. And I bet you can think of lots of animals in your community that have paws. A cheetah's paw pads are tough and ridged like tire treads, and the cheetah's sturdy nails act like cleats. So its paws keep it from slipping during super fast sprints. These amazing paws help a cheetah run as fast as 70 miles per hour. That's faster than any other land animal. Fact: a cheetah's pattern of footbed ridges are as unique as a fingerprint, which means no two cheetahs have the same paws. That's so interesting. If you had cheetah feet, you'd be on time for school every day because you'd always catch the bus. Yeah. You'd also win every race that you ran with your friends. Can you see the cheetah's paw at the bottom of that page? Not great. Grey wolf. A grey wolf's feet are called paws too. When crossing snow, a gray wolf's toes separate and stretch apart. That makes its paws bigger and, like wearing snowshoes, spreads out its weight. This means its paws don't sink in as deep, which makes walking or running easier. Fact: a special network of tiny blood vessels helps keep a wolf's feet warm even on ice. If you had gray wolf feet, you could play barefoot in the snow and still have toasty, warm tootsies. That would be wonderful in wintertime. You wouldn't have to stop playing because your feet were cold. You could go sliding or skating for long, long periods of time. Duck-billed platypus. A duck-billed platypus has skin connecting its spread-apart toes. This type of foot is called a webbed foot. The platypus's front feet even have skin that sticks out beyond its toes, making them the perfect swimming flippers. But the minute it starts to walk, dig, or scratch, this skin pulls back so the platypus can use its sturdy, sharp nails. Fact: a male duck-billed platypus's back feet each have a spur-like nail to inject venom, a poisonous fluid. This isn't deadly to humans, but can be very painful. That's so interesting, I never knew that. If you had duck-billed platypus feet, you'd be a fast-swimming superhero with a built-in weapon. That's really interesting. Many animals that live near or on the water have webbed feet to help them swim, to help them navigate in water. Can you see the bottom of the page? That long nail? Wow, that's amazing. It's a spur-like nail. It's a very long claw-like nail. A barn owl. A barn owl's feet have 4 toes tipped with talons, which are long, curved, sharp nails. So we have fingernails and toenails, but on an owl, they're called talons instead of claws. Claws are the types of nails on other animals too. Usually 3 of its toes aim forward and 1 backward, but it can swing a second toe in each foot to the back. This helps keep an extra tight grip on wiggly prey such as rats or mice. Fact: a barn owl's middle front toenail on each foot has a tooth-like edge. It uses this to comb the feathers on its disc-shaped face. Flat feathers funnel sound into its ears so it can listen as well as watch when hunting for a meal. This helps ensure that the owl catches something to eat and doesn't go hungry. If you had barn owl feet, you'd never have to bend over to pick things up. Wow, that would be so useful, especially when you're cooking in the kitchen and you drop something. Can you see that? Can you see that funny picture of the girl too? She's juggling and painting a picture at the same time because she's using her feet. Can you see the talon on the barn owl's foot? Very curved. Aardvark. Each of the toes on an aardvark's feet ends in a sharp, sturdy toenail. The front ones are shovel-shaped. These are great for digging a burrow for their home or finding ants and termites, its favorite foods. Fact: if attacked by a predator, like a lion or leopard, an aardvark digs a burrow to escape. If caught, it flips onto its back and lashes out with its toenails. Yes, they would certainly give you a nasty scratch. If you had aardvark feet, you could dig super fast, which means you'd be the first to find buried treasure. That would be fun. There's the aardvark. Can you see his shovel-like toenails? The bottom of the page? And it's that boy who's digging for the treasure, can you see it showing the underside of the toenails and what they look like? They are shovel-like. They're kind of scooped out. Giant African millipede. A giant African millipede's body is made up of segments. That's different parts. A baby starts out with just 4 or 5 segments, but as it grows, it adds on more. Each segment has about 4 feet. An adult may be 40 segments long with lots of feet, and it needs every single one. It can travel by tunneling through the ground. So while some feet are busy walking, others move dirt out of its way. Fact: a giant African millipede has an exoskeleton, meaning the hard parts of its body are on the outside. So to defend itself, it curls up with its delicate legs and feet inside and its armor outside. With humans, the hard parts of our body are on the inside. There are bones. But with a millipede and things like lobster, crab, they have exoskeletons where the hard parts are on the outside. With giant African millipede feet, you would need anyone else to have a parade. You would be a marching band of 1. That would be fun. Can you see all the legs on that millipede? Can you also see how it's curled up to protect its feet and legs? That's pretty interesting. A mountain goat. A mountain goat's foot is encased in a hard nail-like covering. Shaped that way, it has a special name. Instead of a foot, it's called a hoof. A mountain goat's hoof is split in two halves, and each can move separately. That lets it get a grip. That lets it get a good grip in rocky high places so that it doesn't fall, because that's where mountain goats live, in rocky high places. Fact: each half of a mountain goat's hoof has a sharp edge plus a rubbery pad. Together, these add extra grip to keep it from slipping. If you had mountain goat feet, your feet would be all you need to rescue a kitten. That's very true. Can you see that? Can you see the mountain goat split pad, the bottom of the page? And that boy up on the roof? Wow. White rhinoceros. Each white rhinoceros foot is an elastic pad plus 3 stiff toes tipped with hoof-like nails. With each step, its foot pad presses down, spreading the toes wide apart. This lets the rhino's feet support its heavy body, and it needs the support. Adult rhinos can weigh as much as 7,000 pounds. That is so heavy. Fact: in spite of their size, white rhinos can run as fast as 30 miles per hour, but only over a short distance. If you had white rhinoceros feet, your family would need a car because you could carry everyone all at once. That would sure simplify life, wouldn't it? Can you see his 3 toes at the bottom of the page? And then that little girl, she has her whole family on her back with her big rhino feet. That's pretty fun, isn't it? Wild animal feet could be cool for a while, but you don't need your feet to grab food, run on water, or stand upside down on the ceiling. And you don't need your feet to stay well groomed or taste what you step on. Thank goodness for that. But if you could have wild animal feet for more than a day, which kind would be right for you? I think I'd probably want paws like a wolf. I would like that because I could run really fast and I could stay warm in the wintertime when I'm outside for long periods of time. Luckily, you don't have to choose. The feet at the end of your legs will always be people feet. They're what you need to run, walk, dance, skip, hop, and even just stand in one place. With the right footwear, you can do lots more. Plus, your feet can look very stylish while you're being active. Isn't that the truth? We all like a nice pair of sneakers, don't we? And look at this. That boy's running barefoot. The girls have different shoes on and the boy with the soccer ball has sneakers. What's special about your feet? Each of your feet is unique. It's rare for anyone to have 2 feet that are exactly alike. Toe prints are as unique as fingerprints, and one foot is usually slightly bigger than the other. The Guinness Book of Record lists Brown Takula as having the world's biggest feet. His left is 15 inches long. Again, that's longer than your ruler. His right foot is 14.76 inches long, so it's slightly shorter. No wonder Brahm has to have his shoes specially made for him. Yeah, you would never find shoes like that in a store. Most important, your feet are built for action. Each foot is made up of 26 bones and 33 joints. Places where bones meet so they can bend easily. Plus, there are lots of muscles to pull all of those bones and move them. Keep your feet healthy. Your feet need to be in good condition to do their best for you. So here are some tips for taking care of your feet. Choose shoes that fit properly. Ones that are too tight can be painful and cause problems such as ingrown toenails. Be active to exercise your foot muscles and keep your feet flexible. If possible, walk and play on grass or dirt. That's easier on your feet than being on hard paved surface. Plus, it's a lot of fun and it feels great, doesn't it? Wash and dry your feet daily, especially between your toes. That's the best way to prevent problems like athlete's foot, a fungal infection of the skin. Also, check regularly for any cuts, blisters, or open sores. If you see any, ask an adult to help you treat them. If your feet don't heal quickly, you may need to visit a doctor for more care. Whenever possible, wear socks with your shoes. Socks help absorb shocks and keep your shoes from rubbing feet. I'm going to try that one more time. Socks help absorb shocks and keep your shoes from rubbing your feet. Feet also sweat a lot, and socks soak up sweat. Then, before bacteria have time to attack your feet, change your socks and wash the dirty ones. Yes, please do that. That would be great. That's the end of our story. So again, I'd like you to think about all the animals that live in your area, in your communities, and try to think of what kind of feet they have. and how the feet help them do what they need to do, how the feet help them stay alive, hunt or hide, find food, things like that. I hope you enjoyed this book. I enjoyed reading it with you. Bye for now.